I don't like Fortnite Season 3. I said it. But I'm about to love it. Epic has listened to the feedback and has given us the entire picture of all the crazy items and updates that we can expect this season. I'm going to break it all down, including not one, but 3 highly requested items that will be returning this season. But first, we have to go over a sick item that we actually have footage for, the ball and chain launcher. This is basically an item that lets you shoot somewhere, and then the next time you shoot, it will create a chain between these 2 spots. Now, the chain cannot be broken, so there is so much meme potential with this item. You could attach a chain to a car and then fly around with the car. You could attach a chain to a helicopter. There's a lot of possibilities with this chain, and I'm very excited because people are saying this is part of the Fortnite Lego collaboration. And because the chain's already in the game files, the Lego collab could be sooner than we might think. And I honestly love it when Epic tries new things, but I was really questioning when they removed the splashes from this season, but I think we might know why. Epic has actually been working on a new type of splash called the Slap Splash, and it's going to be an exotic item that comes out this season, and I'm assuming it's going to come out in the summer event. The Slap Splashes will heal you for 20 just like normal splashes, but it's also going to give you the slap juice effect to allow you to sprint without losing stamina. This honestly sounds incredible, and I guess them taking away the splashes in the first place was just to get us even more hyped when the slap splashes come to the game. But we're also getting another interesting item, the explosive repeater rifle. Now, this will drop in blue, purple, and gold, and it's going to be a hard-hitting single shot that also has an explosive element to it similar to the explosive red eye. It's basically like a modified lever rifle. This weapon has to hit extremely hard for it to be worth it, and I guess we'll just have to find out once it comes to the game. But with a new season, we're also expecting new tournaments, and Epic actually announced their first big tournament, and it's going to be a $250,000 online tournament hosted by PlayStation. So it's actually only for PlayStation players, so if you're on the PS4 or PS5, you're in luck. This tournament will also allow you to earn exclusive sprays. If you have a PlayStation, you can compete in the qualifiers on June 17th and the 18th this weekend, and the top 50 in both zero build and build mode will play in the finals on June 19th. So I'm actually going to be co-streaming those finals because I'm now a part of the PlayStation Playmakers. It's this really cool program I'm a part of, and actually so is Typical Gamer and even LeBron James and a bunch of other celebrities. If you want to register for the tournament this weekend on console, here's how. Thanks to PlayStation for sponsoring this video, but we need to talk about the portable turret. That's right, we're actually getting this very exciting thing called a backpack minigun. This will be a heavy weapon with high damage, very inaccurate unless you're aiming down sights in a fixed position and firing short bursts. This kind of reminds me of the old school turret trap from Chapter 1. Imagine if you could put this on the back of a car, or maybe on the back of a car while it's being carried by a helicopter using the new chain launcher. I'm telling you guys, this season is about to get really interesting because a lot of the things we saw in the gameplay trailer are not even in the game yet. For example, the cloak item. This is actually an invisibility mythic, and I believe it's very similar to the Predator mythic since we see the relic skin in the trailer controlling it using something on his wrist. I think this will be a ton of fun, but they have to balance it right so it's not too broken. A quick note, the relic skin is actually more important than we might think. Some people think he's a member of the Seven who's been corrupted, and maybe he'll be one of the villains this season. Now, it's shown in the game files that he will be a mythic boss on the map, and he's most likely going to have the invisibility cloak as a drop, but he's also going to be holding something else, the mythic MK Alpha. And it makes sense. If he's a member of the Seven, the MK7 was the Seven's main gun, including The Rock, who had the mythic MK7. I wonder if Relic could be a snapshot of the Foundation who's been corrupted. And going back to the trailer, we actually also see the lever pistol. This weapon will work similar to a flintlock where it only has 1 bullet per use, but it looks like this thing hits like a truck. So hopefully it's as useful as they make it look in the trailer. And one final thing they actually teased in the trailer, if you were watching very closely, were colored llamas. So if you look at the loading screen that showed up at the end of the trailer, Epic actually added something, a mysterious red llama with a blue glow around it. Now, I have no idea what this means, but it could mean a huge change to llamas is coming this season. But the one thing everyone's been asking for this season is mobility. And thankfully, Epic is hooking us up. According to a new leak, it looks like the quad crashers will actually be returning to the map. The same ones from Chapter 3, Season 1, so we won't be able to fly around, but it's still decent mobility. But we're also getting surfboards with the new summer event, and I'm super hyped for that because the past few summer events were kind of mid. But on top of that, the choppas are returning, and this time they're actually going to have a turret on the top. And it doesn't end there for the mobility, but first we need to talk about the augments. They were kind of weak last season, and we got some interesting one this season, but there's even more to look forward to. There's the Fire Armory augment, which is probably going to give you something like the Dragon Breath Sniper or the Dragon Shotgun. Next up, we have Mud Thermal, which will give you thermal vision while you're in mud, which isn't too interesting, but what about Scoped? This one will give you 15% extra damage when you're scoping in with weapons. Next up, Mud Warrior, which will give you 100 health and 50 shield when you're sitting in mud. I mean, at least it's better than Aqua and Rail Warrior. There's also Pistol Recycle, which is a chance for the pistols not to consume ammo when firing. SMG Ammo Amp, which will give you an increased ammo size of 1.2. So an SMG that usually carries 30 bullets will allow you to carry 36. And then Splash Party, which gives you 6 Chug Splashes, or more likely the upcoming Slap Splashes. Last up, we have Balloon Fall, and this one is kind of interesting. Could it be some sort of shield that deploys beneath you when you're about to take fall damage? Or maybe it just gives you crash pads or balloons like the Party Time perk, which I really liked. Either ways, I have a feeling this one's going to be a game changer. And finally, the biggest complaint we've seen this season is the lack of mobility items. And Epic has listened. They aren't just bringing back one, but potentially 3 mobility items. First, let's start with the katanas. There's a rumor that they were supposed to still be in the game this season, and the only reason they're not is they had to be removed for a game-breaking bug that happened last season. Once this bug is fixed, they might return. I mean, if you think about it, the Japanese-themed buildings are still in the game, and the katana holders themselves are still there. Next up is the hammer. Yes, the hammer from Chapter 4, Season 1. There's actually some daily challenges that are meant to happen this season that involve the hammer, and the only way they can be completed is if the hammer was in the game. And last but not least, leakers discovered that Epic added the ability to have NPCs sell grappler gloves, and they can turn this on at any moment. So we could go from having 0 item mobility to having katanas, hammers, and grappler gloves in the same season. I mean, listen, the game doesn't need insane mobility items for it to be fun. I mean, honestly, I've been having fun even without mobility, but going from having the most insane mobility with ODM gear and spider gloves to having absolutely nothing this season has been a bit of a bummer for myself and other people. But if you don't agree, I still respect your opinion, and that's what makes this game fun. It's made for everybody, and sometimes you're going to have seasons with crazy mobility, and sometimes it's going to be a little bit more chill. Either ways, I'm excited to see how the season plays out, and there's so much to look forward to. And even though I didn't like the start of the season so far, who knows? The rest of the season is looking to be insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.